Hello, and here we are back in Skyrim for another mod review. Wow, series of mods anyway. Yeah, so today we actually have 4 mods to have a look through. Got 4 this time around because they're all kind of slightly like smaller mods, like just like small items, no big long quest lines or anything like that. So let's jump straight into mod number 1, which the first one we're looking at is Scout Armor, which was made by Fuse 00, but it's been ported over by Xtudo, which I've shown off some of their ports in previous videos. I do believe Xtudo did some tweaks to it as well. You know, sort of apparently did some tweaks and added a couple of things in themselves to it. But the main body of the mod was ported, which was originally created by Fuse 00. So, about a quick look, and if we go to any smithing forge, any forge, doesn't matter which one, go to any. You do not need any specific skill perks to be able to access this or anything like that. You basically just need the materials, and that's it, and a forge. So we're gonna you will go into leather, and then for me, I've got to go down quite far because I've got some other things added on. But you'll go into leather, and then here we are. And here we are with basically, so we got it's classed as a light armor. I think all of it is classed as light armor because there are a couple of different variations. So we've got Scout Umber armor, Scout Redwort, Scout Obsidian, Scout Diamond, Scout Beryl, and Scout Azure. So obviously they're all exactly the same in the way to their stats. They're all the same. Bounty is the same, weight is the same, armor rate is the same, armor typing is all the same. Looks are basically all the same. It's just that core middle part is just slightly different colour. So yeah, couple of different colour variations. And as you can see, you don't need a lot to make these things. It's basically 1 steel ingot, 8 leather strips, 5 leather, same again with all of them. The boots is 5 leather strips, 2 leather. The gloves are 5 leather strips and 2 leather, and the hood is basically steel ingot, 2 leather strips and 1 leather. So we're gonna create the hood, we're gonna create the gloves, and we're gonna create the boots. And we'll probably have a look at the first top 2. I won't show off every single one because obviously I don't want to be here for ages showing these off. So we'll have a look at 2 different variations. So we'll have a look at the Azure and the Beryl ones. So now that we got those created, let us now have a look once I find them in here somewhere. Yeah, right. So let's just from now we're just gonna take this, and yeah, I think it was already stuck in state. So put that on the boots, the gloves, and the hood. Now, not obviously, if you've watched previous videos of mine, I'm not normally a person who would wear hoods or helmets or anything that you put on the head, unless it was like the one from last week when it was technically a hairstyle you put on your head. But I'm not normally one for hoods, but obviously I want to show it off. And here we are with this one is the Azure, so this is the blue variant. And yeah, model looks good, works well. It fits in definitely a bit more with the aesthetic of not so much Skyrim, but you know, this would work aesthetically well, say if it was in like, oh no, you were in Cyrodiil or, well, yeah, you are in Cyrodiil or somewhere like High Rock or something, you know, mingling with the Bretons or mingling with the Imperials or something. Skyrim, this kind of obviously wouldn't fit into Skyrim, but it fits in with the aesthetic of Elder Scrolls as a whole as a fantasy series. And then if we then have a look at the Beryl version, again, it's just the only change is that core center. This time around, we're going to take off the hood, And this is the barrel version. Again, it's just that core middle part. It's just a different colour and it's green instead of blue. But all the stats are exactly the same. So if you, I don't know, maybe I would say that even though it's called scout armor, but I would put this more down to, I don't know, maybe sort of like you're some kind of like, I don't know, like a noble or something of that kind of ilk. So you're not very, so it's not, this doesn't scream scout to me. It screams more like, I don't know. It's like a paladin's attire if they're not wearing their armor. So you could be playing as a paladin, but this is what they wear when from their day to day, or you could be a nobleman or a sir or a knight or a dame or whatever. It don't scream scout, but the all looks good. Works well. I can't, apart from obviously the hair, but that's completely something completely different. In the ways of everything else, don't really see any other kind of clipping. Don't see anything else. Now I don't recall seeing anything else anywhere else to do with this. So because I know sometimes with these that stuff ends up in here, but there's nothing in the talent rack. If there are any other items that go with this, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think there's that many others that actually technically go with this armor. Right, so that is it for mod number 1. And again, this is the Scout armor, made by Fuse 00, but ported and added tweaks by Xtudo. So now that we've done this one, we're going to need to move on to mod number 2. And for that, we actually just only need to go up to Dragon's Reach. So I will see you all up in Dragon's Reach. Just whilst I'm on my way up to Dragon's Reach, with obviously the mod we've just shown off, there are also the variations that are unarmored and basically just act as normal clothing. And into those, you can find them in the miscellaneous section. I think their smithing recipes were exactly the same, minus any like steel ingots. Alright, and here we are with mod number 2, and for this mod is called Daedric Scythes, and this was created by GarX, but was ported by All Gorge. So what this does is, well, as it kind of the name suggests, it adds in some scythes, or Daedric scythes to be a bit more specific. Hooray, I've got some rewards. Right, I'll write about that later. So yeah, so it adds in basically Daedric scythes, and to find them, all you gotta do, I don't think there's a smithing recipe for these, or that, I don't remember saying anything about it. But you can just come to Dragon's Reach, come to basically Farengar's little corner, so to speak, and underneath the Arcane Enchanter you'll find this chest. And as far as I can tell, it's not cast as Steam if you take it, it is just how it is in the boss. So, as you can see, we got a couple of small things, in here. We have a spell tome to allow us to basically conjure a scythe. We have a unbound scythe, which is basically the conjured variation of the scythe, but you don't need the spell to actually get it. So you can use the more ethereal looking scythe if you want to, without needing to be skilled in conjuration magic, which is actually a nice little touch. And because there's 2 in here, I've got a funny feeling you might be able to dual wield these, so we will have a quick little look at that. So we'll take both of those, because they weigh absolutely nothing, which is lovely. And neither did the actual normal ones. They weigh absolutely nothing as well. So, nice. So we'll take those. Right. So let's have a look at these. So, where are we on here? So unbound size, so damage is 24. Weight is nothing. Boom. and then you had the normal Scythes, which damage rating is exactly the same, weight is the same, value though is a little bit less than the Unbound ones. Okay, no, it's not dual wielding. It's just basically it obviously classes as a two-handed weapon because it is actually they're much bigger than I thought they were. But fair enough, it's a new looking weapon. Yeah, so this is the obviously Unbound. We'll have a look at the other one in a second. So it's obviously got the Unbound one here, and obviously it's not classing it as being stupidly like fast, though you would think it would be faster by the fact that it's weightless. Or at least or maybe the trade-off would be is, I don't know, we'll find out in a second actually. Because maybe there's a trade-off. Let's have a look. So is this one slower? No. So now I mean, I'm all up for the thing. And at any given night, you can have a little bit closer look at the model. Funky. Then it looks like it does look like it actually could actually be part of the game. Because it's still, they haven't with the model, and it's not like they've gone like, oh, let's go all fancy with it, but it's still called it a Daedric Mage. It's not, no. We'll just base the coloration and the design on what Skyrim already has, so it blends in really well with the aesthetic of the game, which is a nice touch. But yeah, no, I would if I was gonna suggest to Oral, who could do a tweak because they don't, obviously since they've done the port. If I was gonna make one suggestion, I would think about making either the Daedric Scythe do a little bit more damage. Basically, I all do what damage it's doing now. It depends, but let's just say that the Daedric Scythe does more damage, but swings at the speed that it swings at now, and the Unbound version, though swings faster, not like stupidly fast, obviously, but just like it swings a little bit faster, but it does a little bit less damage. So there's a trade-off between an Unbound version and basically the kind of normal version. To me, weight thing could play a part in it as well. So then basically the one I got equipped at the moment has weight, but that's why it does more damage. Whereas the Unbound version doesn't have any weight, so that's why he can swing faster, but it does less damage. But that's the only thing I would say. I would probably would have done a little bit differently myself, but that's me. But either way, I quite like the looks of these weapons. I look at it, look pretty funky, and it looks pretty funky on your back. Obviously, you're gonna have to expect there like a little bit clipping around the ass because it's not meant to be around there. But just don't have a fat ass and you'll be fine. But right, so this was Daedric Scythes, which was originally created by Garlex, but this version was ported over by Aura Gorget. But right, we need to move on to mod number 3, and for that, we have to go back to Haugen, but I'll explain it when I get there because there's a little quest thing to it, but I'll show you when I get to mod number 3. So I'll see you in a second. Alright, so as we slowly approach Haugen, we are going. Anyway, so yeah. Now that we've reached Haugen, we're going to move on to mod number 3, which is Helios Moon Daggers by Helios Protector. So what this does is it adds in a couple of more weapons into the game. And as far as I know, the only way to get them is to basically, it's kind of basically within Haugen. So when you, well, at least when I started the game, so it should be the same basically for everyone else, is that when you start the game, this quest basically starts, which is called Cursed Dagger. I've heard rumours about a Cursed Dagger located somewhere in Hell Keep. It might be worth a look. Now, I don't know if there's anything else to this quest, so obviously we'll find out, but I don't recall seeing it in the description that there was anything to read directly out to it as such, but we'll find out when we get them. Okay, so here they are. They're basically in that chest right there, all as far as I can tell. That they're in there, and that's as well. And Gunjar is still here. Good to see you. We got Moon Dagger and we got. Okay, it's on. So we got Moon Dagger, just one. Okay, that's fine. And Cursed Dagger. So we got a note. Alright, so what does it say? So that dagger Alexius found. I think it's cursed. We're keeping it in the chest for now. And if you haven't got the word yet, don't touch the damn thing. Legafinus. Okay, so there's something going on, and okay, so we've got that obviously the damage is increased because of the armor that I'm wearing, so we'll have a look at how much damage he does in a second, in ways of a kind of like a more of a base kind of damage. But yeah, whole new model. It looks pretty funky. I like it. Kind of looks like a broken moon. Pretty cool. So while the moons are out, absorbs 20 points of health. Now I don't know if that basically criteria is that both moons have to be out, or if like, if one moon's out, it does 10 points. I got it from thinking it's most likely both Secunda and Massa have to be out, which is kind of a pain in the ass because it's not often that happens. But alright, no matter. Right, so we have a quick vet. We'll just grab. Oh, hi. Who are you? Go away. Stupid ghostly people. Anything on it? Right, the present. Okay, so you just. Okay, so that's the only kind of downside by the looks of so far. You have to deal with some ghostly people. But alright, so let's just get an idea what its base damage is. If I just take the God King stuff off, so I shouldn't have any more God King stuff on, I don't think. Doesn't look like it. But base damage wise, we are at. Oh, we're still at 102. I don't know if that's. Hold on. I mean, my one hand at the moment is at 100, but I don't have any perks in the perk tree. Okay, so it might just be that this thing is pretty damn strong. Then. Alright. And we'll just have a look. Is there any other, like, active effects on because of it? No. Then. No, like it. No? Okay. I don't seem very cursed. So unless something else happens somewhere else, I don't know, to be honest. But, okay. Well, there you go. It's the Moon Dagger. I mean, one-handed weapon. Now what I've been... No, I don't know if there's another way to get a secondary one. I don't know. As far as you can't. You only get one. Would have been nice if you got two. I mean, it would look pretty cool with two if you dual wield. Pretty, look pretty funky. I don't know, you have to let me know in the comments below if there is actually a secondary one, because I'm not going to go looking around for it. Like, you lot can let me know in the comments below if there is a second Moon Dagger. Alright. So this was, well, I've got to get my notes back up again. So this was Helios Moon Daggers by Helios Protector. And yeah, it's a nice, just a nice little weapon. So, yeah, add that to the collection. But right, So we're going to move on to the last mod of the video, and for that we do need to go to Solitude, and I am going to have to cheat a little bit because not all the information is there. Alright, and here we are with mod number 4 and the final mod of the video, and this one is High Glow Attic by Crystal Tower 15. So what this does, it adds in a little, well, I say a little, I had a brief look earlier. It's a reasonable size living space, but you don't get a whole big fat house or a bungalow or some fancy castle up in the sky. No, you literally just go and live in the inn. That's literally all it is, because it's an attic, but you still have to pay for the attic. No, you're not in the ways of renting, but you actually buy the attic space. But that's on my part at least, and maybe on the actual mod part as well. But as far as I'm aware, I don't know how much it costs. So if you come to the Winking Skeever, because this is where the attic is located, if you come to the Winking Skeever, you'll find this note by Corpulus, who's the person who runs the Winking Skeever. So we read the note, and okay. A cozy attic space is now available above the Winking Skeever in High Glow Attic. Perfect for travellers seeking a quiet retreat in the heart of Solitude. Interested buyers are invited to inquire at the Winking Skeever reception. Please come to find me to arrange purchase. Corpulus. Okay, I'll take that. Why not? So let's now go and speak to Corpulus.
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything.
Okay, and Corpulus is just here.
Welcome to the Winking Skeever.
So obviously you got what you got, sale, rent the room, you know, all the normal stuff you would normally have. And then you have this. I read your letter. I would like to acquire. That's a little typo, but that's fine. It was obviously meant to just say acquire. The High Glow Attic.
Of course.
The Winking Skeever seems like a peaceful place to live.
It would seem so.
I would like to purchase the property, but don't have enough gold right now.
If you change your mind, you know where to find me.
Now the problem is, it doesn't tell you how much. As far as I'm aware, there is nowhere it tells you how much it is, and I couldn't see a pricing in the mod description either.
Traders, civil wars.
So you know, I can obviously, you know, I can go obviously here. We'll have a quick look. Go to creations. It will now load my creations. We are looking for. Where are we? Where did I put it in around here? Here you go. High Glow Attic. So you got a question. What is this mod? This mod has a small cozy play home located in Winking Skeever and Solitude. Go upstairs and you'll find the door to High Glow Attic. Bosh. Don't need 20 extra DLC to play this mod. No additional DLC is required, so you don't need anything specific. How do I find the house and get a key? Travel to Solitude, read the letter, person next to the door and zero. It may happen that if you're already in Solitude and go to read the letter, you won't be able to see the text and purchase the attic. If that's the case, drop the letter from your inventory and read it again, then talk to Corpulus once more. So I might try that just to see if it will come up with a pricing. But I think that's more talking about like if you're already if you've saved in Solitude and then you load your game up whilst you're in Solitude, it might not. You might have to basically like kind of like reboot the thing to a degree, basically by read the letter, drop it, read it again. Does the mod include followers? No, but that's fine. Thanks for playing mods. Blah, 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 a little thank you message at the end. That's it. There's nothing else. So. So as far as I can tell, there's nowhere where it tell you the price. So, but for sure, all right, let's drop the note,
So sit, relax.
and then we'll just pick it up. And it still obviously says nothing in the note. I can't turn the page. Pricing. Then talk to Corpulus again. Obviously, stuff's still there. Bada bing. Bada boom. And there you go.
If you change your mind.
So, unless someone can tell me and let me know, and well, not so much let me know, but also let other people know as well, how much it costs in the how much this place costs in the comments below. just to show people, or how much you had when you brought it. If you decide to buy it, how much how much money you had, or how much money you lost from the amount that you had. Just so then you can let people say, oh, it's about 5,000 gold or 10,000 gold or whatever it is. Or if the mod author watches this, one, okay, let people know how much it is in the comments below. That'd be great. And I don't know if it might be worth updating the mod, just putting it in the note saying, oh, it costs X amount, just so people know. Because otherwise they're going to have to do either just basically save up a shit ton of money, right, to buy an attic, or they're going to just have to do what I'm about to do, which is basically use the ring on unlocking to basically just get the door open. Because that's what I'm going to have to do. I have to cheat to get in here. Right, so here is the interior to High Glow Attic. I only had a very quick, brief look around earlier, just to sort of get a rough idea. But yeah, so there you go. So obviously it still has that aesthetic of the Solitude interiors. I think this time around they haven't gone like too crazy with like retextures and stuff like that. You will notice that some textures do look a little bit different compared to the normal in-game textures, but that is because of another mod that I have installed. So because that, like for example, that bench looks a little tiny bit different. That's not to do with this mod, as far as I'm aware. It's to do with another mod that I have installed. But so if you go over here, you got a little box in the beginning, nothing in it, but place for storage, bookshelf, chest, arcane enchanter. Bunch of soul gems, soul trap there, you got icy spear there, bunch of magic books there, and just other bits of storage, and bada bing bada boom, your little magical corner. So if you're playing as a bit of mage, there you go, there's your corner. And as you go through, you got a little place for a small fishing tank. So it does incorporate some of the Creation Club stuff as well. Then you got your mannequins and places underneath for storage. At the moment there's just generic stuff in there, but I can empty it and put what I want in there. Then you have a little kind of like little dining area, a little bit decorated out. Bada bing bada boom. Here we go, and then bosh, then your oven, and just a little bit of aesthetic decoration as well. Bada bing bada boom. It's it's very nice and pretty, but blends in well with these basically the rest of the area of Solitude. It blends in well, so they haven't gone like, oh, let's make everything look absolutely fancy and crazy. It's it's different. It's a new place, but we want it to blend in well with the game, which is always good. And so go up here, and then here you got your alchemy station, whole bunch of ingredients and potions, and another storage strongbox, which I can't seem to get to, but you got this. Again, you got your storage. Then you got a couple of display cases, and behind us there are some weapon racks and shield racks as well. And we got just a bunch of clothes there. Okay. And a nice big high roofs, right, not high open space. Very nice, pleasing aesthetic of lighting. Done pretty well with the lighting. It looks pretty nice. I like it. We've got little sunbeams coming through, and you can definitely tell it's a nice clean place. There's no dust in the sunbeams. But we have a safe, currently empty. Why? But there you go. Bed. Yeah, there you go. And you got a whole bunch of other stuff. And yeah, all looks very nice. You got the basics of what you need. Basics of what you would want in a player space, and in an easy nice easy layout to basically work out. So you're not trying to spend ages going from from room A to room B to room D, all the way over to the room G, and eventually and going like, oh shit, wait a minute, it's all the way in room Z, about halfway up the fucking mountain here. It's just like nice little cozy space, got what you need, blends in well with the rest of the game. I like it. It's nice. Nice, small, quaint. Now, I don't know if you have to cheat. If you had to cheat like me to get in here, or if you do cheat like me to get in here, I do not know if it becomes a safe place for storage, or if it only becomes a safe place for storage if you actually complete the criteria of purchasing the player space. So if you have to cheat to get in here, like I've had to, maybe don't store stuff in here until you're able to buy it, basically. But one last thing to do is we got this ladder here, and this takes us actually outside. And then up here, got our little smithing area. So you got your anvil, storage, workbench. Alright, only thing you don't have is, tanning rack and smelter isn't the end of the world if you don't have it, because you got a beer and I think it's just over there somewhere. I think. You've just got your main two, which is the anvil and your workbench. So you just don't have the tanning rack or the sharpening stone. But if you do go in there and you go to here, you have this gate here. But again, it still requires a key, so I have to basically cheat on that one as well. But what this is just, it's a secondary way out or in to the building. So you just follow these bits of wooden planks, keep going down, get down here. Now there is this little space here, but this wouldn't really do much for you anyway. But if you go around here, go down here, and then you go around here, and then there you go. You're back at the front gate. And then obviously if you come in for this way, say if you're trying to sneak in, go no, because you're doing you're doing the Thieves Guild or Dark Brotherhood or whatever kind of thing. You need to sneak in. Obviously, I'm sticking out like a sore thumb at the moment. The hair doesn't help. But but it's an easy access to say if you're trying to sneak back in, you can sneak round the back and then go up and go in from that way. So you don't have to go through where all the people are. So so the space works both well for those who are more citizen friendly, as well as for those who are not so citizen friendly. But right, so yeah, that was the High Glow Attic by Crystal Tower 15, and yeah, I quite liked it. I myself, I don't know if I'll use it because I haven't purchased it, so it's like, obviously again, it's the aspect of I've had to cheat to get in there, so I don't know if that's raised a flag to make it a player space. Therefore then, I do not know if it will be necessarily usable for safe storage for my character at the moment. So for now, I probably won't be using it, but I don't know, I might use it down the line though, if I'm able to figure out how much it actually costs to buy the damn thing. But that's the only thing I would say to Crystal Tower is to, unless they've put it in there somewhere and I'm just being an idiot and I can't find it or see it, is to maybe just mention how much it costs, whether it be on the note or just in the mod description, just so people kind of know how much they've got to spend for it. But that's the only thing I would just do. That's the only kind of like small critique, so to speak, that there is. That's it. But yeah. So as always, all the mods will be linked in the description below if you want to bookmark them or add them in, or just have a little look before you decide on to add them or not. Entirely up to you. But again, you'll find their links all in the description below. And of course, if you did enjoy this video, remember to leave a like and why not subscribe as well, so you can check out all the other mod videos I've done for Xbox, as well as all the all the other mod videos I did for Skyrim when I was doing it on PlayStation, and just any other videos that I basically do, because I don't just do Skyrim. But right. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, I'll see you all later.